children. Let me rewind this again. You are 50% less likely to marry if you have children. Where does that leave us? Where does that leave us? Say now we exit all those women who are single, have children, and who are unmarried. We get rid of those, okay? Now we have the rest.
That's crazy.
Now we also have to take into account how many of these women are prepared to be a wife. Huh? How many of the rest that we have are prepared to be a wife? That's what you also have to take into account.
Not many. There's not going to be many. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of women don't want to be a wife, right? Or at least what an actual wife is. They want to be whatever they think they see on TikTok or whatever bull crap.
That it's not so simple as just citing 1 out of 4. No, that doesn't mean anything. How many of these women are prepared to be a wife? Cook and clean, to be submissive to their husband, right? To take on a traditional role of a husband and wife, of a man and a woman. How many are prepared to handle that? I would argue.
Not many. Wait, could this be something that I'm actually agreeing with Lucas on for a second? Holy smokes. Well, in comparison to Dr. Umar, of course, right? It shouldn't be that hard to agree with Lucas in comparison to Dr. Umar.
That's where the issue comes into place. Because you have to take into account that we are the most propagandized people on the face of this planet. And with that propaganda.
Now, why you keep putting it on race, man? Come on, stop that bull crap. Stop putting it on race. I'm not with the whole race. No, man. We're talking about just dynamics between men and women. That's something different.
There have been internal problems and external factors that have led to this conclusion. So in many cases, you may have a woman.
This only Lucas can mess up me agreeing with him. Only Lucas can have me agree with him and then just mess it up by making it woke immediately. It's a lineage.
It was like, yeah, I'm ready to be married, but she's not ready to be a wife. She's ready to be married. Let me repeat that. She's ready to be married. She's not ready to be a wife. Or in some cases, you may have a woman who's ready to be a wife, but she's not ready to have children. She doesn't want any offspring. Or you have some who may want to be married, but they also have a career. It's like, yo, I want to have my career.
The children thing is not a necessity for me right now. Like my main thought isn't I need to have a son or a kid or a daughter. Like that's crazy. I am focused on me and my career and veteran stuff while I can. Kids annoy me. Hey, fam, you ever hear the sound or the frequency a baby makes when they cry? Like, oh my gosh. Fam, that drink sounds worse than scratching a chalkboard to me. I can't deal with that on a regular basis. Definitely not.
Before I have, to be a mom. Me being a mom will come second to my career because I think that's more important. I want to have my independence. That's fine. Then you have to couple that into what about the women who are ready to be married, ready to be wifely, do their wifely duties, but they cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They want to talk about you end up having your child your son turn into a daughter. You have that. I forgot her name with Dwayne Wade. You have a woman like that. That's a black family, right? According to Dr. Umar, that's a black family. There's wealth there. Look at what they're doing to that boy. Okay, excuse me. Sorry, YouTube. To that individual that calls himself a girl. That's a biological boy. Look what they're doing there. So it's not so simple. See,
he called me. I didn't even know he was talking about. Listen, this is for education. We gonna bleep that whole thing. This is for educational purposes. I didn't know who he was referring to or what he was talking about. Listen, whoever identifies as whatever they identify as, that's their business. I would never tell someone that they are not something because they are not something or anything of that nature. If you transition as an adult into an adult, it's the safest thing I can say, then I have no problem. Am I doing the Bill Clinton right? I have no problem with any of that in any way, shape, or form. That I never had an issue with it. I'm just trying to keep my channel here, guys. I never had an issue. Do whatever as an adult. I don't care. If you transition on whatever. Just don't try to force me into thinking something or speaking something or believing what you believe. But as far as YouTube's concerned and on this platform, I respect your transitioning status. And it is what it is. If you identify as a girl, then I have to respect that. And vice versa, yeah, do the big Clinton. And vice versa. If you know, you know. You know the Bill Clinton here. Just same. And I mean, what would Jesus do?
Was, oh, look at all the black women that are single and unmarried. They're single and unmarried in many cases for a reason. Then comes the last part where he talks about why would you want your seed to be in the race of people that, did your ancestors so wrong, subjugated you, and yada, yada, yada.
And why did Bill Clinton do this? Like, it looked like he had a remote in his hand. This damn mute button won't work on this damn TV. He's pressing that button.
With the original man, want a member of the race that enslaved and dehumanized you to carry your seed.
The problem I have with that.
No, I had to think about that. People ain't going to get the Bill Clinton reference. That was a clear indication of what I was doing. But if you don't get the Bill Clinton reference, I don't know. Maybe you might have to look that up. Maybe somebody in the chat could explain.
The problem I have with that, we can tackle this in a variety of ways. The issue with that is, if that's what you're going off of, then that would also exclude African women. Listen to me. If that's what you're going off of, then that would also exclude African women. Because the reason why we have Black Americans is thanks to Africa. If you want to say that, then we would exclude African women because they come from the same group of people that put us here and put us under the subjugation, oppression, and bondage in this country today. So that would exclude them. In addition to that, I would argue that just because someone may have a lineage of evil, as what I would say, that doesn't necessarily mean that that person has to be susceptible to that lineage or has to abide what their.
I hate the whole lineage stuff that he does. I hate the whole lineage thing. It's the lineage. People's decisions are not based on their race or like what their grandparents did. Like, that sounds so stupid to me. That sounds mad dumb. But that's Lucas. That's how he kick it.
Their forefathers did, right? You are not necessarily, or you don't have to be, an anchor to the past. So when you break it down, I'd rather my daughter marry John Brown than I would a Black conservative perspective. Okay, I would rather my child.
Why was it necessary to take a shot at my man Black conservative perspective right now? Like, your feelings is so hurt, bro. What? Who hurt you? What girl did this to you? What girl did this to you? Why you hate him so much, bro? Is it because he's like successful? He's over here grinding, right? Like, he out here doing what he got to do. He putting out that good content. You hate him because he putting out that good content. Such a hater. Like, your bitterness is coming through, bro. Like, he went out his way to have to try to like throw shade at that Black conservative perspective, bro. Like, that's crazy. I didn't even know that was good. I'm putting that in the title. This is punk. What's wrong with him, man? That's such a loser. Like, tell me that you're bitter. Without actually, well, no, he did say it. He's blatantly saying he's bitter by just continuously taking shots like that. Yeah, Black conservative perspective is way better than Amazing Lucas, and that's why he's mad. That's why he's mad, because he would get cooked in the debate.
Marry John Brown, then a Sambo, and then you also have to take that into account. Just because you Black doesn't mean you don't have a lineage of evil. Because some of y'all don't come from the Frederick Douglass. Some of y'all don't come from actual slaves. Some of y'all can't come from.
Whoa! Did this man say that if you didn't come from actual slaves, you evil? Is that what he just insinuated? That if your ancestry didn't attribute to like slavery, if your great grandparents weren't slaves, you evil. Only slaves could be good people. What?
From slave owners, bro. Some of y'all come from what's his name? Stephen from Django. That's what some of y'all lineage comes from. And we can see it presently with all the Sambos on.
Yes, sir. He got that Tariq Nasheed. He got the Tariq Nasheed lineage. He got the Dr. Umar lineage. Yeah, that's what he got.
Social media, on YouTube, right? And in politics. We see that. It's like, oh, you have a lineage of evil. You guys have been tap dancing for a long, long time. You guys were tap dancing in the house, tap dancing in the field, and now you tap dancing in the streets. So we have to be a little more nuanced when we completely.
So let's be clear. If you're black and you disagree with Lucas, then you tap dance, sambo, you a house N-word, all this stuff, just because you disagree with him. He is the end all be all for black decisions. You gotta agree with him because he is the decision maker for all black people in all existence of all time. I think that the exact term is being on code. I hate that term. I'm never on code. F the code.